On an absolutely spectacular night here in Seattle, Washington, we welcome you to Mariners baseball. We're at Safeco Field. Mariners home for a nice long homestand. And the New York Yankees come to town. They've been struggling, and the Mariners trying to take advantage of that and make a move into the playoff race. Early, a game and a half behind the Yankees, who hold the second wild card. And tonight, the Mariners send out the king, Felix Hernandez. This will be his 21st career start against the Bronx Bombers. He's got a 10-6 record against the Pinstripers, 3-4 here at Safeco Field. Dave Sims along with Mike Flowers and the Root Sports crew. And let's take a look at the rest of the batting order for the New York Yankees. Brett Gardner will be leading off.
They want to hit the ball out of the ballpark. They are third in average, second in run score. They do it because of the home run. They are fourth in home runs. Get right to it. Aaron Judge hitting third in the lineup. He leads the American League with 30 home runs. Then it's Starlin Castro. He will hit fifth, the second baseman, seventh in the American League in batting average, hitting .312 overall. And Todd Frazier, we just saw him in Chicago. He was traded to the New York Yankees. He will hit seventh in the lineup tonight. For Felix on the year, 10 starts for him, a 5-3 record, 4.2 ERA for him, and 55 2/3. He has 51 strikeouts, 14 walks on the season. Well, look at the defense. Mitch Haniger, welcome back to the lineup. Missed a few days because of his injured finger in Chicago, but back in the lineup. He'll be in right field. Gene Segura had a great road trip at shortstop. Hopefully that'll continue as far as the defense goes. Mike Zunino will do the catching. For Felix in his last outing against the White Sox, he had to work hard. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Only one of them earned. 5 strikeouts. Didn't walk anybody. And he held the White Sox to a 1-for-10 with runners in scoring position.
Tell you what, that was a gutty performance when he did not have his A material. Brett Gardner, he'll be followed by Gary Sanchez, and we are ready for action here. Nice buzz in the ballpark. Big crowds expected these next 4 games. A 5-1 road trip for the Mariners, 3-0 at the White Sox, and then they beat Houston 2 out of 3. Talking to the guys in the clubhouse, it was a great trip on the plane last night. Coming back,
a loose bunch, having a lot of fun playing the game.
Here we go. Brett Gardner, first pitch from Felix, in there for a called strike one. Jerry Davis, the crew chief, has balls and strikes tonight. Tony Randazzo at first, Rob Drake at second, and Pat Hoberg at third. Breaking ball from Felix, strike 2. 74 degrees. Simply marvelous. Wind out of the southwest at 2 miles an hour. Kings Court in session. Not a big one, but they're making their presence felt. 0-2. Slap down towards the Kings Court, a few sections short.
We've already seen the curveball from Felix. The second strike in this at bat. Struggled, just could not find the curveball against the White Sox. Basically went fastball, changeup. That was good enough.
And a pitch from Felix. That misses, 1-2. He's sitting on 2,315 strikeouts. Next on the list, going up the ladder, as you look at Gary Sanchez. Rube Waddell, 2,316 strikeouts, 48th all time. And a 1-2 pitch. Felix, nicely done. Underhand shuffle, 1 out. Mike, we got to count on our hands how many times we've seen guys throw that overhand. Everybody's bowling for dollars.
Hey, run it over there. The main thing is get the out. That's what Felix does.
Well, right,
I agree with you. I completely agree.
Trade news made earlier today. Mariners acquired David Phelps from the Marlins in exchange for 4 minor leaguers, and Jerry DiPoto thrilled because Phelps, a guy over the last few years, has performed in many roles, and here with this ball club he's going to be asked to come out of the bullpen, maybe be a long guy, but he's highly regarded.
It sounded like today he's going to be that bridge role. Starter doesn't get too deep. He's a guy that can go more than an inning, try to get to the guys in the back of the bullpen.
First pitch, strike to Gary Sanchez, his first full year here in the big leagues. And a lot of noise last year. 56, make that 53 games. He had 20 home runs. Got him batting second in this order.
Aaron Judge waiting on deck.
Yankee offensive profile: 3rd in batting, 2nd in runs, 4th in hits, 4th in home runs, 6th in steals. Hit hard right to Seager, 2 down. Seager's been really good at 3rd this last 3 weeks, 4 weeks especially good. That was an easy play for him. Hit hard.
Goes on the changeup. He just left it up in the middle of the plate.
2 outs, and the sensation in baseball, and it's over in the Yankee clubhouse and talking to Matt Holliday, Joe Girardi, and this kid is aces. Aaron Judge, .312 batting average, 30 home runs, 67 runs batted in, big swing and a miss. And folks, I got to tell you something. 5:48 p.m. Pacific time. Mike Blowers and I are up here in the booth going, "Oh my God!" He hit a ball over the batter's eye.
He did.
In BP. Here's the 0-1. And he also, with regularity and going deep into the right field stands.
Towering fly balls the other way. Also into the upper deck left field quite a few times. But as you saw by that little graphic, he has struggled since the All-Star break. Let's hope that will continue for the next 4 days.
Just a butt 15 over his last 7 games.
Better changeup from Felix right at the bottom of the strike zone.
First time these guys are going after each other. There's Joe Girardi on the right, 10th year. Manager of the Yankees. Rob Thompson is bench coach to your left. Joe took the Yankees to the 09 World Series, beating the Phillies. You can hear the King's Court, the 0-2 to Judge. It's outside.
We showed the numbers from Felix in his last 2 outings, and really good. Even though he didn't have the good curveball, his fastball command was good in the last 2 outings, and a big part of that is pitching inside. See if he wants to pitch inside today. Again, with the Yankees, they have 5 right-handed hitters, and they have power.
Here comes the 1-2 from Felix. Down low. Aaron Judge, 6'7", 282, out of Linden, California, in Fresno State. At just $1.79 last year. He keeps that on his phone as a remembrance of where he's been, and he doesn't want to revisit that spot. Strike 3 called. Felix with his first strikeout of the night. Career strikeout number 2316, tying him with Rube Waddell for 48th all time. Mariners coming to bat. Dean Segura, the number 2 hitter in the American League, and what a month of July he's having, hitting .391, slugging .531. He's atop the Mariner lineup.
And you can see .346 overall for Segura. Did he clean up the DH? Nelson Cruz, he leads the American League in RBIs with 74. Gerard Dyson, 8th in the lineup, but 2nd in the American League in stolen bases with 22. Severino, 18 starts on the year for him, 5-4 record, a 3.4 ERA, 130 strikeouts. That's 5th in the American League, just 29 walks in 113 innings for him.
First time Segura going against Severino. And a first pitch strike.
Severino, best fastball for starters in the American League. His average fastball this year, 98 miles an hour, a hard slider and a changeup.
Fence hit corner, 0-2. Severino, 6'2", 215, 23 years old, out of Sabana de la Mar in the Dominican Republic. Gene Segura's done. And holding on to the foul tip is Sanchez. There's one down.
Look at the defense for the Yankees. Getting started in center field. Jacoby Ellsbury, the veteran, out in center field. Didi Gregorius will do the work at shortstop. 11 errors on the year for him, and Gary Sanchez will do the catching.
Brings up Ben Gamel. Came up in the Yankee organization. Obtained from them last year. Got a lot of friends on this ball club that he started out with. 7 for 25 on the road trip. A big 2-run homer yesterday in the 4th inning. Breaking ball, 1-1.
That was the slider. He has one that he'll just try to get over for a strike, and a much harder one than that. Try to throw it out of the strike zone, get the hitter to chase it.
Missed outside, 2-1. Gamel has been really fun to watch. And some of the plays that were made over the weekend and during the road trip. He bounces that one down the line. That should be extra bases. Gardner will chase it down. Gamel runs well. And he's going to be in standing of a 1-out double. 17th double for Ben, and the Mariners threaten early. And again, like to see Gamel. He goes line to line.
He really does. We've talked about it all year. With this doubles, take a look at the snow-mo and the swing by him right inside the bag at third. Really doesn't try to do anything but put the ball in play hard, and he wants to hit the fastball. A double for him gets himself into scoring position here in the first. The Mariners with runners in scoring position this year, hitting .265, much improved from last year.
I would say much improved over the last, what, 4 or 5 years?
Okay, I'll go with that. Happy to see it.
You really had to be coerced on that one, didn't you?
Happy to see it.
Here's Robbie Cano. What have you seen with Robbie? He's 3 for 22 on the road trip. He did get a home run.
Well, and I thought that we saw that was in the first game of the road trip, and it was on a cut fastball that didn't quite get it on his hands. And I think they're trying to pitch him inside right now and then bouncing the breaking ball up. They're trying to speed him up.
It's 2 for 3 against Severino.
It was my pick tonight. I just felt like going up against the Yankees. Severino with the good fastball. He can hit anybody's fastball. He was going to have a good night tonight.
Severino 0 for 1 against 0-1 against the Mariners. Mariners beat him 7-1 last April 15th, 2016. Good speed and Gamel at second base.
Good news with Robbie is when he has struggles, it's typically maybe 3 or 4 games, and then he'll come out of it, and usually in pretty good fashion. You can see the 18 home runs on the year, 64 RBIs for him.
1-1 pitch. And glove. Oh, they got Gamel hung up. See if he keep it alive. Will Robbie get the second?
No.
Nope. And he's out. Tough break. One 1-6-5-4 on the putout.
Ben thought it was going to get past the pitcher. It did not. Severino able to catch it. Tried to stay in the rundown. Not much of a chance for Robbie to get to second base.
So both pitchers have snagged hoppers coming back through the box. There's 2 outs now. And Severino on the All-Star team earlier this month. Went 5-3 last year. Here's Nelson Cruz. Second in the major leagues in RBIs to Nolan Arenado. Went nuts yesterday. 7 RBIs. Nelly leads the American League. You called it a couple of weeks ago. He's got 6 homers his last 11 games, sitting at 20 home runs here on the 20th of July.
Typically with Nelson, he gets hot hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He'll get bunches, and I think he'll get to 30 quickly the way he's going right now.
He's 1 for 3 against Severino. 1-1 pitch.
Play him to pull on the infield. It's not straight up in the outfield. Ellsbury shading a little bit towards right.
Any dramatic changes you've seen in Cruz lately?
I think, again, we were talking about it when was it 24 games without the home run. I just kept looking at how hard he was hitting the baseball and driving in runs, and it was just a matter of time before he started to elevate. We were seeing base hits with an exit velocity of 110, 112. It was just a matter of time, and then we saw it on the road trip when he homered in 3 in a row. I wasn't worried about him at all. His batting average was staying up around 290.
2 balls, 2 strikes here with 2 outs. Cano at first. Hit it hard, base hit. Gardner will get it back in. Cano to second. Good 2-strike hitting by Nelson Cruz.
And we'll take a look at it. Down and away from it, but he stays with it. That's a pretty good little slider as he barrels it up. We have Kyle Seager. Kyle, great road trip for him. 5 extra base hits, including 3 home runs. He has 200 doubles in his career as a Mariner.
Good milestone.
Yes, sir. And a chance to drive in a run.
Curious to watch him here in the second half. First half, his batting average at home here 244, 262 on the road. Start to pick up the home runs. That's certainly a good sign. Had 3 home runs in July, hit 5 in June. Breaking news. Wow, they cut loose Danny Espinosa. He was struggling when we were down there. He wasn't hitting a lick.
Tough year for him.
He's got to put up some big home run numbers with Washington before coming last year before signing with the Angels. How about Harper and Trout matching home runs first inning a couple of nights ago?
That's great for baseball. 2 of the premier players matching up. Washington was in Anaheim.
Seager's got a 1-0 count. He's 0 for 3 against Severino. Let's see if this gets out of play. It will.
That was on the changeup. A lot of offense for the Mariners on the road trip, and I thought Kyle in Chicago put one of the best swings we've seen all year on a fastball that was right on the inside corner. He hit it straight down the line. Did not curve the ball at all. It was about as true as it gets. See what he's done in the last 4 games.
On the count here. Chance to get some early runs. Gregorius playing up the middle against Kyle. Goes the other way, foul.
Good fastball at 98 miles an hour on the outer half.
Eight hits on the road trip, 3 for home runs. And meanwhile, Severino might have to face Danny Valencia with a fairly productive road trip.
A couple of home runs for him.
1-2. Top foul. Gotta love the position the Mariners have put themselves in with everybody, pretty much everybody healthy. They're at 48 and 48. Game and a half out behind the Yankees for the second wild card spot, with Minnesota just in front of the Mariners, a half game behind New York. 4 games here with these guys. Got to play them again late August.
It's time, Dave.
It is.
You mentioned it. They finally get Haniger back in the lineup again. So I think that they're as healthy as they're going to be this year. In good shape. It's time for them to go.
1-2. Swing and a miss. And Severino gets a big strikeout, denying the Mariners here in the first. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We go to the second. No score. Back home and here at Safeco Field, it's the place to be tomorrow night. They're going to take on the Yankees at 7:10, game 2 of this series. But not before former Mariner great Raul Ibanez throws out the ceremonial first pitch. First 20,000 fans are going to get an iClub New York t-shirt. Get your tickets at mariners.com. Kings Court in session. Here comes Chef Jeremy. Who's going to get the turkey leg? Somebody's going to be happy, and it's this guy. Get after it, son. And he is. Second inning, here's Matt Holliday. What a great career this guy's had. Matt Holliday coming up with the Rockies. Cup of coffee with Oakland. A lot of years with the Cardinals. 3-time All-Star as a Rocky. 4 times as a Cardinal. He's got 311 career home runs.
Not hitting just 245 this year, but 16 home runs on the season. The DH tonight.
And as the old head in that clubhouse, he's an acknowledged leader, and he likes the role. 37 years old. 2-1 will be Holliday, Starlin Castro, Didi Gregorius here in the second inning. Felix with 2,316 strikeouts and breaking ball. Evens the count at 2-2.
He has a better curveball tonight than he did in his last outing against Chicago. Pretty good slider too. Seems to always have the great changeup.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Holliday's done it. Felix with 2,317 strikeouts. Now 48th all-time by himself.
Take a look at the snow-mo, and there's the changeup from Felix. 87 miles an hour. A lot of movement. It's going to run inside as he swings right over the top of it.
Back-to-back Ks for Felix. You were talking about his last outing, not as sharp as he had been to start before. He rebounds so well after a performance a little bit under his norm.
Well, I just was encouraged by the fact that he did not have his best stuff. Again, the curveball wasn't there for him. Didn't throw many sliders, but it was basically a fastball changeup. He had to use a lot of pitches to get through 5. But really, overall, at the end of the day, he ended up getting the win in the game. Going 5 innings, just 1 earned run.
hit a batter, wild pitch. I mean, it was that kind of game.
Yeah. But again, he stayed away from the walks, and that'll be a key for him today.
All right. He is crushing that
dinner time.
1-1 pitch. Outside. Starlin Castro at 312, 12 homers, 45 runs batted in. All-star with the Cubs 3 times and an all-star this year with the Yankees. 2-1. Dyson backing up. How about the outfield play, the coverage? We've seen it all year, but I thought this road trip, it was even another level higher.
I would agree with that, and we also had an opportunity to see 2 of the best throws on this trip. Heredia made a great throw into third, and then the play that Dyson made for the double play also. Just terrific work by the outfielders. They've been great all year.
I'm sure this stood out to you as well. The Dyson throw, he never really got a chance to get behind it, and he made a great throw to third base.
How quickly, how quickly.
Right?
Yeah. I think he has an underrated arm. We've talked about it. I mean, we've always appreciated him when he was in Kansas City and the way that he could cover the ground, but he has a really good throwing arm.
Shortstop Didi Gregorius. First time he's facing Felix, and then the Heredia play. I mean, you just can't play it any better. Off the wall, get it turned, and I mean, not even think about it, and throw a seed.
And play it off the wall on the road. It's not like he's had a lot of work in that ballpark against that wall, where they have the scoreboard out there, and there was no hesitation at all. And for me, he not only has the best arm, but probably the most accurate too.
I'll give you that. There's not that much separation. I'll go with that. But you're right. The Mariners are so blessed this year.
Yeah. Haniger also has a strong throwing arm. Gamble does as well.
Two outs, nobody on. Seager partly on the grass at third. Pitch outside, 3-1.
Gregorius having a really good year for the Yankees. Look at shortstops in the American League. 291, 12 home runs for him.
3-1 pitch. Started his career in Cincinnati, played in Arizona for a couple of years, and essentially is the replacement for soon-to-be Hall of Famer Derek Jeter. Done a real good job at shortstop. There's Todd Frazier. We just saw Todd over the weekend. So with the White Sox, obtained 2 nights ago. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Now Felix backs off. Three-two pitch. Hit foul. Felix, 31 years old. This is career start number 370. Overall record for Felix, 159 wins, 112 losses. And he loses Gregorius here. First walk. So a roster move, another one made. Max Bozzi recalled from Tacoma, and Sam Gaviglio sent back to Tacoma. And also announced today, Yovani Gallardo, who's been outstanding in his last 3 outings coming out of the pen as a long man. He's going to start in Sunday's game, and that's well deserved.
Out of the pen, his ERA was under 1, so why not give him another chance? Run him out there. He's the veteran.
There's Todd Frazier. Saw him over the weekend when we were in Chicago. Last time he faced Felix in this ballpark was last year. The White Sox were in town. Felix didn't get a call. It was a little bit steamed. Stepped off, got back on the mound. Next pitch, Todd hit it upper deck. It's 4 for 8 with 2 home runs against Felix.
Well, it's the reason why they went and picked up Todd Frazier. 16 home runs on the year. Yankee third baseman, a total of 4 up to this point. So trying to get some power at that position.
Gregorius doesn't run much. 2 out of 3. Tied out of Toms River, New Jersey, and thrilled to be with the Yankees. When we interviewed him on the radio side over the weekend, and said, dude, you know, your name's all over the rumor. He says, hey, just see what happens. I'm ready, whatever they want to do.
Good pitch. Good slider right on the outside corner. And you see Felix, he wanted that pitch. I don't blame him.
Reminds me, there was a pitch last night. Was that the Diaz where it was, I think it was a 2-2 pitch, and it was right on the black, didn't get it. And Rick and I were on radio going, uh-oh, right? 2-2, that's a door opener. 2-1 pitch.
Wow.
3-1. Boy, he dotted that baby. Almost the same setup as last year. Felix hacked off, and Frazier at the plate. Hopefully Felix can retire Frazier this time. Jerry Davis, crew chief, has got balls and strikes today. 3-1. Frazier not hitting much for an average, but 16 home runs. He had 40 last year, 6th in the National League, in the American League, beg your pardon.
You see on that last pitch in the middle of the plate, because he didn't get the call on the other two. It's a dangerous pitch with Frazier up there, but he was able to get away with it. I think he'll throw him another fastball. He's not in the middle of the plate.
2 strikeouts in the books right now for Felix. A 3-2 pitch for Frazier. Runner goes. He muscles it down the line. It gets foul. There's a break. Gregorius was pretty much the third base.
A change up in on his hands. Elevated changeup. Typically Felix changeup down out of the strike zone. Wanted to make sure he was able to get it in the strike zone in case he was going to take it. Felix with 1 walk in the game.
Really good crowd here tonight on a Thursday night. They're only going to get bigger as we move forward for the next 3 games. Frazier 0 for 1 and was hit by a pitch yesterday in Minnesota in his Yankee debut. Runner goes, pitch, swing, and a man struck him out. Felix with 3 Ks already. Strands a runner in the second. Coming up for the Mariners, Valencia, Haniger, and Dyson. New York Yankees. Mariners on their tail. Just a game and a half back of the Yankees, who hold the second wild card spot. Here's Danny Valencia to lead it off, followed by Mitch Haniger and Gerard Dyson against Luis Severino. Valencia, 2 home runs on the road trip. 2 of his 6 hits were home runs.
We talked about Severino and his fastball. Topped out at 99 in the first inning. That was the strikeout of Kyle Seager.
Straight up in the infield for Danny. 0-2. Severino with 5 wins on the season. 4th on the ball club. 0-2. Touching 100.
You had to think that he was going to hit 100 a number of times on it. His average on the year is 98.
One-two pitch. Center field, right at Ellsbury. One away. Saturday is Salute to Native American night. The Mariners meet the Yankees. 6:10 first pitch. Mariners in EQC. They're going to celebrate the vibrant Native American culture in our region. And the first 10,000 fans 21 and over are going to take home a Mariners fedora. Tickets at mariners.com. Brings up Mitch Haniger. Good to have him back in the lineup. That index finger hurt in a bunt attempt during the road trip. So today I said, you can swing the bat, huh? They said, yep. I said, that finger of yours, is it suitable for photography? He said, yeah, I took it, but he'd have put a Band-Aid on it. A couple of them. You try to say bandage. He says he will not be throwing seeds. The throwing's been affected a little bit.
Yeah, he was taking batting practice on the road trip. It was the throwing part that caused the problem.
Because he's got the great arm. And good to have him back. He got up to the great start, 342 right out of the gate. That suffered an oblique injury on April 25th in Detroit. Didn't return till June 11th, and it's been a struggle since then, hitting just 206.
Well, that's why you would like to see him healthy the rest of the way.
He had to love that early performance of first 21 games. There's a base hit right side. There you go. First hit in the last 4 games for Mitch. Time now for our Geico. This date in MLB history. Take you back to '76. The hammer. Henry Aaron. It's number 755. His final home run. And if we're lucky, when we're in August in Atlanta in late August, we'll see Mr. Aaron. Missed him last time we were in Atlanta. Back in, it gets away from Headley and Haniger. And he will stop right there.
Thought he had a chance to get to third. Like an 8-1. Quick move. Throw back into the runner. Headley normally at third base, but he probably should have made the catch on that. That might be an error on the first baseman. He should make that play.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
We'll give it to the pitcher.
They may revisit that. See if Dyson can pick him up. Moves the runner over. It'll be with 2 outs, but 90 feet closer. Leave it up to Mike Zunino. Mike with a home run among his 6 hits on the road trip.
An impressive home run.
Yeah, it was.
Like to see him catch up to 98 miles an hour, see how far he can hit it.
An RBI double yesterday in the 7th.
Play him straight up, infield and outfield.
Thinking right with you.
Starts him off with a slider.
Monday in the Mariners 9-7 win at Houston, a 2-run double in the 4th, and that long home run you were talking about in the 8th.
Up on the railroad tracks.
Broken bat, fly ball, medium left field. The bat almost left the infield as Gardner puts it away. The Mariners strand a runner in the 2nd. No score here at Safeco Field. Time now for today's T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball break. And here you go. Felix's rank among active pitchers here, Mike. It's impressive, isn't it?
It is great. There you can see a good circle change grip too right there. That is his pitch. With the ERA, second overall. Strikeouts 2,300 for him so far in his career. Sixth in wins. We've talked about it plenty of times.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No decisions, right? And 2-1 losses he's had. But
159 wins, and with luck he'd be at about $1.85 or more. First pitch swinging, Ellsbury scooped up by Cano, one down. He's got service. A road trip recap. They sweep all three in Chicago and 2-1 in Houston.
Great to see them win that series in Houston. It's been a tough place for them. They really played well.
Now 3-4 down there. Scott like Joe Girardi, former catcher. There's Chase Headley. Played his college ball at the University of Pacific and at the University of Tennessee. Saw a lot of him when we used to battle our fierce natural rivals in interleague play, the San Diego Padres. It's 11th year in the big leagues. Fourth year in New York for Chase. Put the shift on Segura and Cano out on the outfield grass. And Headley's been catching a lot of grief in New York because lacking in power since coming over. His best home run year. They had 31 with 115 ribbies back in 12 with San Diego. And it's been all downhill from there. 1-2 pitch. Check the third base umpire. Pat Hoberg didn't go.
Another good curveball from Felix. He's had the good changeup tonight. It's been his best pitch this year. Opponent's hitting just 152 on his changeup.
Felix with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk so far tonight. And there's the first Yankee hit of the evening. So 1 out, 1 on. And Headley able to get aboard.
We talked about Felix throwing the fastball inside more, especially his last 2 outings. That's what he wanted right there, and he jams him right off the label. Little soft fly ball out to left field. Pretty good pitch. Elevated fastball on the inner half of the plate.
Just the 8th hit for Headley against Felix in 31 at-bats. Here's Gardner. Second time through the lineup. Starts right here. The comebacker to Felix first time. Yankees come in having lost 2 of 3 at Minnesota.
Well, they've been struggling.
Oof.
Let's see the Mariners take advantage of that.
Well, the opportunity is right there. Their last 8 road series are 0-5-3. Last time they won a road series is at Kansas City, May 22 through 24. And then overall for Joe Girardi's ball club, last 10 series 0-8-2.
We talked about Felix in his last outing and didn't have his best curveball. Not much of a slider. That's not the case tonight. Really good curveball tonight, picking up another strike right there.
The 0-2 did not go.
Another good changeup. Let's take a look at it. See if he went too far. Wow. Yeah, I think he missed that one. Pat Hoberg, third base umpire.
One thing, particularly at this level, you got it easier said than done, but you got to shake that off, right? I mean, you watch these guys, you watch him talking about the pitcher.
Yeah, you have to. You have to come right back and make another good pitch.
Because I'm reading his facial features, like, and you can see just grinding his teeth.
It almost looked as if Gardner even held it out there for him.
Right.
That split second. Still didn't get the call.
1-2.
Lewis came right back with another changeup.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Brett Gardner.
I like the fact that in his last 2 outings he's throwing his fastball inside quite a bit more than his previous 3 starts. Just opens up the plate for him.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners at double play depth up the middle. Pitch sliced towards King's Court. But again, a section shy. 2-2.
We're starting to see a little bit of that too. Mel Stottlemyre Jr. talking about in spring training Felix elevating the fastball, and that was the case on Headley. Jammed him with it. He ended up getting a base hit. That's just bad luck, but another good fastball at the top of the strike zone on the inner half.
And that's a big change in philosophy that Mel has encouraged Felix to go to at this stage.
Felix has always been down his entire career. Everything down, moving down. They need to make some change the eye level a little bit.
And especially, since he's 31, he's not 21, blowing 95, 98, 99.
Yeah, his average fastball this year is 91. There's nights where he's had 93 this year with good movement on it. But again, pitch at the top of the strike zone. And look, when you're doing something your entire career and you've had everything that he has had, you see the Kings Court out there, they're excited about it. But everything that he's done in his career, it's hard to change that. It's a learning process for him. But I like the fact that both those fastballs that were up were right at the top of the zone.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
What a curveball. Jerry Davis giving Mike Zunino a little bit of time. This is a great curveball. 12-6 curveball. Just straight into the ground. You see the follow through by Gardner. Hits him on the back of the head with the bat. See Mike get hit all the time with the baseball, but he'll feel that one.
Man, one of the greatest things ever happened in baseball. Guys start wearing helmets back there. I don't know how all those years, generations upon generations, went without it. Dangerous hitter here, Gary Sanchez. Ridiculous power. Felix got to be careful.
I like it. Well located fastball down and away from him. He squares it up. It's probably just a base hit into right. Felix so far 11 batters, 9 first pitch strikes, so working ahead.
Felix giving up just the 1 hit here in this inning. It's Headley. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 0-2. Mike continues to get pounded.
It looks like he's laughing about it. I think it's about as tough as it gets.
Amen. And it seems to go in spurts where he'll go a couple, 3 days and nothing happens, and then in a 2-day span get hit 10, 12 times. 0-2 to Sanchez. Pitch outside.
We have a chance to see it probably a little bit more on a night like tonight where Felix has everything working. A good fastball. Changeup is terrific tonight. We've seen the good curveball, 12-6 curveball tonight, and a slider. Aaron Judge waiting on deck. Felix able to strike him out his first time up.
A formidable figure, to say the least. So is Sanchez. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Mariners. No runs, 1 hit, and error for the Yankees. The 1-2 pitch, runner goes. Pitch. He did go. A strikeout for Felix. It's his 5th of the ball game, and it ends the 3rd. Coming up for the Mariners, we get back to the top of the order. Gene Segura, Ben Gamble, and Robinson Cano. Baseball here in Root Sports is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealers.com. And by CHI Franciscan Health, the Mariners' official partners in health. Learn to stay Northwest healthy at nwhealthy.org. Gene Segura, first pitch, a little dribbler to the shortstop, Gregorius, and there's one away.
We talked a lot about Felix, but unfortunately for the Mariners offense, Severino is feeling it tonight too. He's topped out at 99. His fastball is consistently 98. Pretty good changeup at 88 and a slider at 88.
There's Ben Gamble, one of his best friends, coming up through the Yankees system. The catcher, saw him talking to Gary Sanchez.
Ben has one of the 3 hits, a double his first time up. Average now at 321.
Gamble coming over from the Yankees in exchange for a couple of right-handers last August 31st. International League Player of the Year was Gamble. 2-1 pitch here from Severino. A little late. 2-2.
Severino using his changeup a little bit more. Same thing in his last outing on the year, right around 12%. His last outing, it was at 25%. He's going to be in that area by the time this is done tonight. Pretty good changeup. Again at 88, 89 miles an hour.
2-2 pitch to Gamble. Swing and a miss at 99. Strikeout number 3. Quick 2 outs here. And the Mariners third next Wednesday. Escape the office and head for blue skies, green grass, and Mariners baseball here at Safeco Field. Boys and Blue will be hosting your Boston Red Sox. Special time at 12:40. So enjoy great baseball under the summer sun by picking up your tickets at Mariners.com. And Chris Sale will be starting in that game. Last time we saw Sale here with the White Sox last year, he pitched 7 strong innings, and the Mariners beat the bullpen in the last 2 for a victory against Chicago. Here's Cano. Severino at 5-4. And Robbie blows one by Frazier, base hit. Jacoby Ellsbury, let's check him out in center field. He missed about 29 games with a concussion. Now he's back, and doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers, but he does have a play card in his cap.
A defensive chart in there for each hitter.
Wouldn't surprise me if guys start wearing his quarterback wrist things too.
It wouldn't surprise me either. Cano picks up a base hit. Squared up a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Nelson with a base hit his first time up. Hit a slider in the left center field.
I'm just dreaming of the energy that could be produced if he hits a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
I'm with you.
0-1. There's Castro. Easy playing. The Mariners are gone. Stranding a runner in the third. Both guys pitching a heck of a game. Felix Hernandez and Luis Severino. take a look at our Quicken Loans rocket arm. CC Sabathia has had a wonderful career. Ditto Felix Hernandez. And CC with 231 wins. Look at the ERAs in the same neighborhood. CC will be on the mound tomorrow. World Series title, Cy Young. Felix has a Cy Young. A couple of ERA titles. Aaron Judge could have laid it off here. Struck out looking to end the first.
Felix with 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Judge, his first strikeout in the game, was able to strike him out looking.
He is one big man. 6'7", 282. I was reading a story about him recently. He was in college playing flag football. They talked about him having Barry Sanders type moves for a guy that size, which is pretty remarkable. Felix in charge right now, 0-2. Jerry DiPoto had his eyes on him a couple of years ago. The 0-2.
After the slider, going right back to the curveball.
He's got some load up there, doesn't he? The way he's set up at the plate.
I can see him how far back he is on that back leg. You mentioned that 6'7", or 265, something like that. 280. There you go.
And ripped.
And so when he starts to get that weight moving forward and the barrel comes through the zone, you see why he generates a lot of bat speed, a lot of leverage in that swing.
Judge leading off here in the Yankee fourth. Scoreless ball game here at Safeco Field. 2-2.
Pretty good right there. That's a really good changeup down out of the strike zone. He was able to lay off of it. Many hitters will. As you take another look at our Snowmo and the way he loads up on that back leg and he's ready to go. Been able to check his swing on the changeup.
Felix sitting on 5 Ks. And didn't get that one. Second walk.
Another good curveball just off the inside corner. It looked like it was inside. Take another look at it. Wanted to go away with it. Mike trying to help him out. Didn't miss by much.
So Felix with 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. One of his strikeout victims, Matt Holliday, got him on a 2-2 pitch, opening up the second inning. Hopefully there's no fingernail or blister issues. Something is developing though. One-0 pitch. 1-1. Matt Holliday has been a dynamic hitter wherever he's been. Part of that 07 Colorado team that won 21 out of 22. But both race everybody and win the division and get to the World Series. Chris Iannetta is a catcher on that team. Chris with the Mariners the last couple of years. Chris now with Arizona. Out near the left field foul pole, paying homage to Mariano Rivera and Mickey Mantle. Slow roller. They get Judge and Robbie. No, they didn't get Holiday. First base umpire Tony Rendazzo. Robbie put a lot on that relay. Thought he had him.
It's close, but I think he has him again. It's not when the glove closes, it's when the ball hits the back of his glove. You see Danny stretching out there trying to help him out. Close play. And they're going to take a look at it.
Chris Prieto working a video with Jimmy Hartley, and they told Scott Servais, you want to challenge this one. Those guys have a great eye.
That was one of Cano's best fastballs too. He put a lot on it.
He knew he had to hurry.
Yeah, I think they have him. Felix, yeah, he thought they had him.
Robbie's got, even when he's just like nice and easy, he's got a good arm. But when he wants to torque it up, and he did on that one.
Yeah, and when he's one of those guys too that uses a lot of wrist. I mean, you want to talk about the ball spinning as he gets to first base. A lot of life to it. Yes, he's amazing.
They're taking a look at it in New York. Tony Rendazzo, first base umpire. He and Jerry Davis, the crew chief, on the horn. Tell you what, some of the challenges Scott made during the road trip came out well.
Yeah, they did.
Holiday, I'll tell you what, Holiday for big man got down that line pretty good. Surprised Felix not doing a couple of warm-up tosses. He and Zunino chatting.
If it takes much longer, he probably will. And here we go.
Servais says out. Yeah, double play. Call overturned.
Well, double play, great example how quickly Kyle gets rid of the ball, an accurate throw, and then the strong arm by Cano to finish it. Great combination.
That's uncanny. I mean, they work at it. They are professionals after all, but Kyle's relay is always on the money, and Robbie's always on the money. Standing tall and getting it to first base.
And you talk about working on it. We were talking about the entire road trip and the one game, especially with Segura and all the defensive plays he made. He was out here early this afternoon, working early on his defense. Aniak had him out there. Tim Bogard.
Yanked foul. I tell you what, it may be many a year before we see a guy have that kind of defensive virtuosity that Segura had the other night in Houston. That was with the game on the line.
With the game on the line, if he doesn't make a couple of the plays in the inning, that game is over. Instead, he makes both the plays. Mariners get the hit. Kyle Seager hits it into the seats. Valencia follows up that with another home run. They win the ball game.
Talking to Tony Zick, he said he was in the back. He had been in the game, and he was in the back watching with Zipchinski and a couple of the guys. They were screaming every play. They were just, oh my, he made that play.
That backhanded play, it was unbelievable. He's going to get a chance right here.
Throws out Castro. The double play, a big part of that inning for Felix to get through the fourth. Coming up, Kyle Seager, followed by Danny Valencia and Mitch Haniger. infield. Felix Hernandez against Luis Severino. Take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Mattress Firm. And here we go. We've been longing for this homestand for a great deal of time. We got the Yankees for 4, the Red Sox for 3, day off at home, and then the Mets for 3 before we head out on the road again to Texas and Kansas City. We'll be home for our 1-week stay in August, and then the rest of that long month away. So
great.
Familiarize yourself with Seattle, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great homestand, though. The weather's supposed to be terrific. Mariners are playing some really good baseball. Should be a lot of fun. Mariners at 48-48. Their high water mark 39-37. And now Todd Frazier shifting over the right side of the infield. Seager behind in the count 0-2. He struck out on a 1-2 pitch his first time up. Severino's been nasty tonight. 3 strikeouts. Oh, he has good stuff tonight. He's 99 miles an hour. You can see on that last fastball. Mariners winning yesterday, get the record back to 500. That's the 6th time they've been able to get back to 500. There you go.
The line stays fair. Extra bases. Kyle wants to show up that running speed. Digging for second. Got to get in. Standing. A lead-off double down the line. What shift? I got your shift. 21st double.
Talked about it on the road trip. 5 extra base hits, 3 home runs, a couple of doubles. Starts the homestand off with an extra base hit. How about a double right inside the bag, similar to the double that Gamble had earlier in the ball game. Pitch right on the outside corner. He just goes with it. Really good hitting by Kyle. Let it travel. Trying to do too much. Look, you can't even see an infielder in your picture.
If Danny can pick him up.
Flew out to center field his first time up.
Rangers have had at least 1 hit in all 4 innings. There's a base hit center field. Manny will put up the stop sign. Runners at the corners.
And a great situation. First base hit for the Mariners with a runner in scoring position tonight. Now 1 for 5. But first and third, nobody out. We talked about Valencia. He's been so consistent. Once he was out of the month of April, he has really swung the bat well. You can see the contact right on the barrel. Squared up, solid line drive right back up the middle.
Boy, that's a good swing. Good extension, follow through. See if Haniger can get something done here. He got a base hit. He shot a base hit through the whole right side. First time up.
Well, that hole is right there for him again.
6 hits now for the Mariners. Popped it up. Headley, 1 down. Coming up after the Yankees leave, we'll continue to see folks from I-95 back east. 3 games. Andrew Moore, Chris Sale on Wednesday. Should look ahead. Chris starting the All-Star game for the American League.
Kyle needs to stay heads up. I would not be surprised if Dyson drops down a bunt on his own. I don't think they'll put the squeeze on. He may do it himself.
They can get the old get one past the pitcher towards the second baseman. That plan midway. First pitch off the plate, ball 1.
I don't know that he'll do it, but just you have to be on your toes if you're Kyle.
Yankee infielder Frazier, Gregorius, Castro, and Headley. Here's the 1-0. 2-0. Tough road trip in terms of swinging the bat for Gerard, just 1 for 20. But it is worth his weight in gold in center field. Heading the count here, 2-0. 1 out, 2 on. 3-0. Gave him a board, load him up. Be a juicy situation for Mike Zunino. Just the second time Severino seeing Dyson. Sanchez going out. You think next year they'll limit mound visits, put that on the books next year?
I think that they should. I don't know that they will.
And how about this? I was talking to Girardi. It's something you and I were talking about. All these guys sliding head first. Bryant hurt himself the other day. Correa did it July 4th. Segura's missed time last year. Martesis. They should do like in Little League. Outlaw head first slides. Probably never do it, but
everywhere, just first base, home.
He said for his money everywhere. Because he said too many guys are getting hurt. He said, I get it. The adrenaline. You want to do. You're trying to. You're in the moment. 3-0 pitch. Ooh, turned him loose.
And he came back with an off-speed pitch.
Trout does have a career best 5 home runs. Three and one. That's short right field, shallow. Ellsbury. So 2 outs, runners at the corners. Well, that's a tough situation. A pop up and a pop into shallow center field. Ellsbury checking up, watching Zunino up on Mariner vision. See where he sets up for Mike. Mike with a broken bat fly ball to left. Ellsbury not checking his cap. There he goes.
I think that's why we saw Dyson swing 3-0. Severino 5th in the league in strikeouts. And Scott Servais wanted to give him a chance to put the ball in play. Unfortunately, it was a shallow fly ball later in the at bat.
Zunino trying to pick up a run or 2 or 3 here. 1-0 pitch from Severino. Top foul, 1-1.
Pretty good slider.
Inning started with Seager doubling down the left field line. Base hit Valencia up the middle. Haniger popped out the first, and Dyson popped out the shallow center field. Through the first 3 innings, Mariners stranded 4. The Yankees stranded 1 through the first 4. Here's a 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Severino last year 5-3 with a 2.89 ERA and 11 starts. A lot of back and forth between the bigs and AAA. 2-1 pitch. Now, if you're in Mike's shoes, what are you looking for?
He's pitched him tough. He's gone back and forth with the slider and the fastball, but everything has been down and away from him. So if nothing else, Mike at least has to look out over the plate. So far in this at bat, his fastball is topped out at 100 miles an hour. The slider at 90. But he hasn't given him anything on the plate to hit. Everything borderline away and at the knees.
Mike trying to get the Mariners on the board here. 2-2 pitch with 2 out, 2 on. Just outside, full count.
Well off the plate.
Two outs, 3-2 pitch. Valencia will be on the move. Outfield straight away for Zunino. Big pitch here, 3-2. Danny runs the pitch. Ball 4, they're loaded up.
Really good at bat from Mike. Patient, some tough pitches. Able to work the count back to full. Take his walk, turn the lineup over. The man that's second in the American League in hitting in Gene Segura. Segura 0 for 2 so far, grounded out his last time up.
He doesn't do offers often. Gene the hit machine for a reason. Eight hits on the road trip, saving delivery here. First pitch from Severino. Looks at a strike. 6 men to the plate here in the 4th inning. Segura 333 this season with the bases loaded. Knocked in 4 runs. A lot of room out there. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good heater at 98. Severino 2-1 in road starts this year. 3.02 ERA. 6th lowest on the road in the American League. Segura got a battle here. 0-2 hole. Did he go? Did not, says Tony Rendazzo. The at-bat lives. 1-2.
After a couple of pretty good fastballs, 199, the other 198. This is a slider. You can see how far off the plate Sanchez is. Trying to get him to chase it.
Big spot in this ball game, biggest to this point. Base is filled with Mariners and a 1-2 pitch to Segura. Fouled off.
His best fastball, 101.
It's feeling good, huh?
On the corner. He really is. He's throwing hard tonight. To the 62 pitches, 42 strikes, 19 batters, 13 first pitch strikes are working ahead of everybody just about.
Severino just 23 years old. He's got the goods. 0-2 strikes. It's out of play.
I made a mistake that time. And you get away with it when you're throwing 99 miles an hour. You can see they wanted to go in on his hands, but it was right in the middle of the plate. Surprised to see those numbers with the bases loaded.
Yeah, right. Pitch number 23 in this inning coming up. One-two pitch to Segura. Wow, he just barely stayed alive. Sanchez could not hold on.
We'll take a look at the slider. Down off the plate, well off the plate away, and just gets a piece of it.
Boy,
his hand-eye coordination is something else.
Well, they got 108 stitches. Looked like he hit 2 of them.
Keep in mind that slider's at 90 miles an hour too.
Yeah, really. That was impressive for your runners. Do it again at 1-2. This is one exciting at bat. Pitch number 8 coming up. Two balls, 2 strikes. Put it in play, but right to Gregorius. They get the force at second, inning over, 3 stranded. To the 5th we go in a pitcher's duel. Good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Felix and Severino. Time now for our CenturyLink. What's next? And coming up tomorrow, it'll be the veteran against the rookies. CC Sabathia, Karsten Charles Sabathia against Andrew Moore. Big CC having a good year, 8-3. And he did a lot of talking over the last couple of years to Andy Pettit, changing his repertoire. And Andrew Moore, you know about him, works fast, comes right at you. Fearless.
Matched up by a couple of really good left-handers. Sabathia and then Sale. Let's see where Felix is at. He had a long rest in the dugout. Mariners were not able to score. Severino had to throw a lot of pitches to get through the fourth.
That's what Felix has done through 4-1, hit 5 Ks. Mariners, well, have left 7 base runners. Just watch it. Hit hard. Whoa! Tony Rendazzo is first base umpire. Holy mackerel. Being aided by Tony Pena. Danny Valencia. Good grief.
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
No, sir. He got squared. Good looking swing by Gregorius, and Tony had no chance. That thing hooked right back into him.
Yeah, right off the top of his head.
Oh, man.
Rick Griffin, trainer for the Mariners, out looking at him now.
Woof. Boy, they got first base and third base coaches wearing helmets. They may want to get helmets or liners for umpires after seeing this.
Danny checking on him right away.
That's a stunning blow, man. I tell you what, man, that thing was, I don't know what the exit velo was, but it wasn't patty cake, that's for sure. Wow. Thumbs up from Tony. Man, that's, you won't need any coffee tonight. That'll wake him up. 1-2. Slapped it into the gap. That could be trouble. Dyson on the run. On the run. He got it. Gerard Dyson, another sparkling defensive play for the Mariners.
He looked as if he was playing more towards right center and just outruns him when this ball is hit. And we've seen this a number of times this year. To take a look at the Big Fish Casino big catch. But wow, he covered a lot of ground. And it was an easy catch for him.
Whoever radioed during the last road trip was talking to Riz and Kevin Kremen, producer engineer, and I said, in the past, you'd see balls like that, and it was like your heart would sink. With very few exceptions. But all 3 of these guys, all 4 the guys used in the outfield, can run this kind of stuff down.
And it's the reason why Felix was able to get away with a mistake with his changeup. He left it up in the zone, and Felix likes it. He appreciates the good defense behind him.
Felix just held the Yankees to 1 hit tonight. Chase Headley, a 1-out single to left in the 3rd. Second time here for Todd Frazier. He struck out on a 3-2 pitch. His second game, his first start as a Yankee since coming over from the White Sox. 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Mariners held Frazier 1 for 12 last weekend in Chicago. There's 1-2 from Felix. Felix a lot sharper since that last outing against the White Sox. Two-two pitch. Ripped inside and missed. Felix last Saturday in the Mariners 4-3 win. He went 5. 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, no walks, 5 Ks. He hit 2 batters, had a wild pitch. and he is a lot sharper today. Much easier play for Dyson. Two away here in the top of the fifth. MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Mariners baseball. Stay connected. A fully customizable experience. Get Mariners home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. So download MLB.com at bat today. 2 outs, and it brings up Jacoby Ellsbury, pride of Madras, Oregon, and Oregon State. Grounded out to Cano his first time.
And another good curveball. 17 batters faced 12 first pitch strikes. So Felix also working ahead of the hitters.
One. And the way Felix is pitching right now, looks like he can do 7.
Next pitch will be 80 for him. Get a quick out here, and I think you're right.
Two and one. The more you read, the more you talk to people. I mean, that formula seems like it is getting bigger and bigger, more important every day. Especially now as we're coming up on the trade deadline. Today is what, the 20th? 11 days from now. All right, honoring maybe the greatest of them all, the greatest Yankee of them all, maybe one of the greatest players ever, Babe Ruth. George Herman Ruth was, if you look up his pitching record, folks, it's pretty sensational. Hitting speaks for itself. Felix looking to make his K count a half a dozen. Hanging up in the air, Gamble, long run. He's there, makes the catch. These boys can run down. Dyson does it. Gamble does it. Everybody on board. Well done by the outfield. Then Gamble's going to lead it off, followed by Robinson Cano and Nelson Cruz. The pitchers matchup. Make sure you cheer on the team, then round your way to home with a Sound Transit Day Pass. Learn more at soundtransit.org. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew with you. First to 4 with the Yankees. Bill Kruger joins us from the Ford Sports Desk. And Bill, the first question I got to ask, When you got a relay team out in the outfield, you got to feel pretty good about it if you're a pitcher.
It makes a huge difference. I was a fly ball pitcher, so I completely get it. Having guys that run down your mistakes or steal outs, it's huge. And we're watching it play out with Dyson and Gamble, and Haniger's certainly in the conversation. 3 guys, really elite athletes that can go and get them, and it's been a big difference maker for this team this year. I had moments where I had maybe one guy like that. Certainly had it in '91 with Junior in center. Maybe when I had Dwayne Murphy and Ricky Henderson in Oakland, but not 3 of them like that. No.
Bill, I'm just curious. It's a great pitching matchup today. Severino's hit 101 miles an hour. Felix on top of his game, giving up just the 1 hit. When you're working your way through a game like this, are you aware of what the other pitcher is doing?
To a degree. I think you know the score, you know the guy's doing well, but you're not paying real close attention to him. You're already thinking ahead about who you're going to be facing the next inning. You're really kind of inside your game as opposed to really watching what the other guys got. But it's an interesting game. I mean, you got 2 contrasting styles. I mean, Felix is super finesse, great changeup, curveball, drop down Laredo slider, you name it, he's got it. And this guy here, he's a rocket launcher. Unbelievable. Flicking it in there at 101, dark slider. Mariners have their hands full with him. He's impressive.
The difference when you look at Felix in his last outing, he had a tough time with his curveball. Today it looks terrific. What is that about? Is that just a feel for it, or what is going on with that from one day to the next?
Well, I think it's all of those things. I just think his mechanics, his timing. I mean, he's a rhythm pitcher, and I think he's got a little bit of twist in his delivery, and he needs to really be on turn. And I think with the break he took and coming back, and I think he needs to remind himself he's got to work between starts. Not so much that he needs to get his touch on his pitches, more about just getting his rhythm back. And he was off in Chicago, clearly, and he gutted it out. I mean, he's just so tough. He refused to get beat, but he wasn't very good. Much better. He's much more like what he was in Oakland before the break against Oakland.
Bill, look forward to talking to hearing you on the post-game show presented by Alaska Airlines. Mariners post-game. Check in with you later. Thanks so much. There's Nelson Cruz as Robbie Cano just delivered his 2nd consecutive hit. He's 2 for 3.
Severino not happy. He thought that first pitch was a strike. Fastball away to Robbie. Did not get the call and dropped his head right away and then walked behind the mound. He'll make a couple of mistakes here.
Rally with a 1st inning base hit. 3rd inning ground out to 2nd. He's got a good count. American League leader in runs batted in with 74. 6 homers in his last 11 games. Will get foul. Rode over to the ballpark a couple of days ago with Nelly and Steve Cishek, and talking to him about his all-star game performance and how he was getting all over Judge in the all-star. He says, you only have 30 home runs. You're terrible. What are you doing? But to hear Nelly wax about how strong this kid was, I said, are you going to watch him take batting practice tonight? He says, I would, but I got a routine I got to stay to.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Aaron Judge out in right field for the Yankees. It's fun listening to one slugger talking about another. Ellie with four hits on a road trip, 1 a home run. One chasing. 2 outs. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Check the play chart. You ever seen that before?
No, I have not.
What do you think of it?
I think it's perfectly fine. You know, it's just a defensive chart. He has it inside of his hat. Doesn't take any time. It's fine.
Coming trend
Maybe. You know, with the way the game is going, there's so many different things that are going on in the game, and the information that is out there.
And NFL quarterbacks have to have, you know, thing on their wrist. Why not? Seager double to left. 1 for 2. Drilled to right. Judge is right there. The Mariners leave another runner on. They've left at least one on in each of the 5 innings in this scoreless ball game. 2-0. How about this one right here? This thing was stung, and Dyson runs 97 feet at 4.9 seconds to come up with it. And then here's Gamble being challenged, and he runs it down, closing in on a 376. And attaboy is from the Mariners hurler.
You betcha. Just keep it in the ballpark. Got a chance to get an out.
Nine 1-2 coming up against Felix as we play here in the 6th. Headley with a base hit, the only base hit for the Yankees. Back in the 3rd, base hit to left. And be followed by Gardner and Sanchez. Felix tonight, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Double play, big help in the 4th.
You can see just the 1 hit. Mariners have stranded 8 base runners. Last out by Kyle Seager. Fortunately, ended up getting on top of it a little bit and lined it to the right fielder, but it was squared up 98 miles an hour with the way he's swinging it. Chance he could have hit that pitch out of the ballpark.
On 2 strikes here to Headley, leading off in the 6th. He got him. Strikeout number 6 for Felix. 1 down here in the 6th.
And this time he goes right back to the curveball. He's had a really good curveball tonight. And he and Mike are both aware of it because they've been throwing it, especially with 2 strikes. 12-6 curveball down out of the strike zone to get him to chase it.
Pretty impressive watching a one-time power pitcher change into this, what we're seeing now.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because we've seen his fastball tonight. He's 90-91 miles an hour on his fastball, but he still has the power change and a power curveball.
Gardner, comebacker to Felix in a strikeout.
His changeup has been 87 miles an hour tonight.
Man, no, it's how to compete. One on one. Felix 2 strikeouts away from a season best of 8. Comes the 1-1 to Gardner. Ooh, man.
Yeah, pretty good changeup.
2-1. Got about 6 of those tonight.
This changeup has some movement to it, not just straight down. It's moving away from the left-handed hitters tonight.
2-1. That is some trouble. Goodbye. Home run, Brett Gardner, 1-0 Yankees. Gardner's 16th home run, RBI number 43. th home run given up by Felix. And for Gardner, his first homer against Felix.
We're just talking about it. Felix has not made many mistakes tonight, but this is one. Fastball, want to go to the outside corner, leaves it in the middle of the plate. He knew it right away.
Every picture tells a story, don't it? For Sanchez. Sanchez tonight lined out to Cano and struck out. He's 0 for 2. Three defenders left side of the infield for Gary. A run on 2 hits for New York with an error. No runs, 7 hits. No errors for the Mariners. Left them loaded in the 4th. 2 on in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. You're left on base by the Mariners. One and 2. And this will be pitch 94 for Felix. Sitting on 6 strikeouts. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Strikeout number 7. Second K in this inning. Well, that's what we're talking about right there.
Yep.
Mike Gozzo's quarterback chart. Two outs, a run in on the Gardner homer. There's Aaron Judge. Struck out looking and walked. Strike 1. Yeah, 1 pitch.
Oh, another good pitch.
Boy. Remember you said this a few years ago when he still had the plus, more of a plus fastball than what he has now, but with the breaking ball and the changeup. As a hitter, you don't want to give up. Umpire can't give up either.
No, you're right about that. And there's been a number of pitches tonight that have been on the bottom of the strike zone. Definitely on the plate and just not getting the call. I think sometimes for Felix, you mentioned it, the amount of movement that he gets on his changeup. Downward action, and sometimes Mike will catch it and it appears to be down, but you can see it's right at the knees because it'll just keep moving downward. You got to stay with it. There's a good breaking ball.
2-2 to Aaron Judge. 2 out, nobody on.
That was even the case to Gardner. Changeup that looked like he was on the corner at the knees, did not get the call, and it was the next pitch that was hit out of the ballpark.
2-2 to Judge. Strike 3 called. Got him. 8 Ks for Felix, but damage done by Gardner. His 16th homer of the season, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead. Sports is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. By your local Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Country Financial, helping you set up your future. Beautiful sunset here in Seattle. Great time of year. Luis Severino having a good ball game. So is Felix Hernandez. Felix, one mistake that's hurt him. Home run by Gardner. Meanwhile, Severino's managed to strand a whole bunch of Mariners tonight. Here's Valencia leading off. Danny with a base hit to center last time.
Severino has been in more trouble than Felix tonight. But right now he's up 1-0. He's had runners in scoring position in the first, in the second, in the fourth. Got a base runner on in every inning.
Mariners are straight at 8. Two-one. Down evens. Mariners had a tremendous opportunity in the fourth. Seager, a leadoff double down the left field line. Base hit Valencia up the middle. 2 outs later, bases were loaded. And it ended with Seager bouncing into a force out to end the threat, leaving the bases loaded.
That's fastball 99 miles an hour right down the middle. Danny fouling it back.
2-2. Valencia, a couple of home runs on the road trip. Cruz hit 3. I mistakenly mentioned 1 before. Of course, he hit 3 in a trip. Cano hit 1. 3-2 pitch. There's one. No, it jumps off the bat. I was right with you there. He's a little bit out on that front foot. Friday, July 28th. Mariners T-Mobile and move at 92.5. They're bringing you sing-along fireworks night. Mariners will be meeting the Mets, and it's a night of Mariners baseball and pyrotechnics show set to the ultimate karaoke playlist. For tickets, log on to mariners.com.
Right now for the Mariners, been really good offensively. And look at this game, great pitching matchup. And now they'll go back to the 4th inning. They had a first and third situation with nobody out and a couple of pop outs, and then a ground out ended the inning.
Pick it up. Snared by Headley. He was a third baseman by trade. As we check in with Tom Glasgow for the first time tonight. Tommy.
All right, David, thanks so much from the Forward Sports Desk. How about a little hashtag where I root presented by Alaska Airlines? Surely good enough to send this in. Look who her kids hung out with before the game. Nelson Cruz. You'll always remember that trip to the ballpark. No. Mariners and Yankees, they do not go together, as Felicia sends that picture in. And Kashan Hussein took his cousin from Norway. Brought him to the ball game tonight. Hopefully he's enjoying that experience back upstairs.
All right, Tom, thank you very much.
I can tell you that Felix right now at 99 pitches, nobody getting loose in the bullpen.
I like it.
I do too. In a situation like that, Felix goes back in the dugout, and I guarantee you they asked him how he felt, and he quickly said, "I'm fine."
Next.
Yeah.
That was the thing Scott and Jerry were talking about when he came back off the DL. Dude, we need you to go 6 and 7 with regularity as we make the run towards the end of the season. Plain and simple. 1-1 pitch. Bounce right to Starlin Castro. And this Severino kid's throwing a heck of a ball game. He wasn't challenged here in the 6th. 1-0 Yankees. team which he is now faced for the 21st time. 10-6 overall record, 3-4 here at home. And he's done some nice work with 8 strikeouts. Walked 2. The walks haven't hurt him, but he did give up a home run to Gardner, and that's the difference in the ball game right now, 1-0.
It's been a great pitching matchup tonight. Mariners on the road found themselves coming from behind a number of times, hoping to do the same thing tonight. You can see Felix 99 pitches, 6 innings, just the 2 hits, 8 strikeouts for him.
A little bit of action in the pen right now. Let's see how we can have a quick inning here. Matt Holliday leads off. First pitch strike. Matt tonight struck out and bounced into a double play. Left-hander Mark Sipchinski. Got Gregorius, left-hand hitting shortstop. He's up 3rd in this inning. Two hits for the Yankees. Headley a 1-out single in the 3rd and the Gardner home run in the 6th.
Yeah, Felix curveball then the changeup. Both of them have been plus pitches tonight. Home run was on a fastball. Just missed his location.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, getting strikeout number 9. A season best for Felix Hernandez.
We'll take another look at it again. There's the curveball, changeup, changeup.
Felix has struck out the last 3 men that he's faced. 2, 3, 4 in the order. Brings up Castro. Lined out to center, grounded out to short.
9 strikeouts. Whoa.
Seager plays it nicely.
I'm telling you, that is such a difficult play. In between hop at 3rd. You're in the middle of the diamond. You have time to drop step, get around the ball a little bit more. But when you're at 3rd, that second hop is going to eat him up, and just terrific hands off the heel of his glove. Stays with it. No panic. Throws a strike.
Well done. So quick 2 outs here is Gregorius. And Dyson made the long running catch against him back in the 5th.
Well, that was on one of the few changeups he had left. Up in the zone. It was up out over the plate. Gregorius hit it hard into left center field.
Felix hit 103 pitches. This is the 3rd time he's gone into triple digits. 100 back on April 8th at the Angels in a no decision. And more recently, July 9, Oakland in a win. And that game was right here at home at Safeco Field.
This time he missed with a curveball. 24 batters, 15 first pitch strikes for Felix. 104 pitches so far, 64 strikes. Season high 104.
Two-0. That's ripped. Haniger got his chaser down to 2, kind of throwing on his guy. That finger definitely affecting him. In with a double. 2 outs here in the 7th. Didi Gregorius. That's his 14th double of the season. He was way ahead in the count. He made it pay off. CenturyLink brings you what's next. Here's your pitching matchup. Young versus old tomorrow. CC Sabathia against Andrew Moore. And then coming up on Saturday, Masahiro Tanaka against Ariel Miranda. A couple of 7-game winners.
Tanaka ERA over 5.
Yeah. His last time out, didn't get much run support. He pitched well. But yeah, you're right. That's a surprise to see that ERA. And Miranda has 7 wins, second to Paxton, who has 9. There's Tad Frazier. Popped up. That's a beautiful thing. Segura's under it, inning over. Home seventh, time to stretch, time for some runs. Mariners trail 1-0 on a Brett Gardner home run in the sixth. Mike Zunino, Gene Segura. Ben Gamble looking to change that situation when we come back. But what else could you buy with the Washington's lottery win late today? Good to have those folks. Family outing here at the ballpark with the Yankees in town. First of four. Great weather. Come on out for the remainder of this series and the homestand. The Red Sox come in next week, followed by the New York Mets. Felix Hernandez, a 9 strikeout performance through 7, giving up just 1 stinking run.
He was terrific tonight. A solo home run. You know how good he was. The Yankees had 1 runner in scoring position tonight. They were 0 for 1.
Severino, 1-0 to Zunino, swing and a miss. He's still got the good heat, Micah. Look at that, 100.
He's been terrific tonight, and that's what we expected from him again. His average fastball this year, 98 miles an hour. That's the best of any starter in the major leagues.
Just 23 years old. A paint job there, 1-2. Zunino. Broken bat fly ball to left and make that in the second inning, and a walk in the fourth.
Severino now 93 pitches. David Robertson just acquired by the Yankees, getting loose in the pen. Looks like Pazos, who will take over the 8th inning for the Mariners. Yeah, terrific error by Felix.
Pazos came over from the Yankee organization, and Robertson beginning his second tour duty with the Yankees. 1-2 swing and a miss. Got him for the strikeout.
100.
Wow. Time now for 76 driving spirit. Feature Mr. Hernandez.
7 innings, just 3 hits. 1 run. It was a solo home run by Gardner, the leadoff hitter for the Yankees. 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, 107 pitches. Terrific night for him.
Goes back to some of that hard luck we were talking about before. Base hit, Gene Segura, now 1 for 3 tonight, tying run the board. 1 for 4, beg your pardon, 1 for 4. A little uprising here with 1 out. Let's see what happens. Ben Gamble coming to the plate.
Well, Segura being aggressive. He's going to get a fastball in the outer half of the plate. Lines it right back up the middle. Again, the second leading hitter in the American League.
Segura putting that mitten on his left hand. First pitch strike to Gamble.
Starting with a changeup. Gamble this year hitting .440 on the fastball. Picked up a double his first time up. It was a fastball away from him.
See if he can find a gap here. 0-1 pitch. Segura back safely. First time I'm seeing, I think we're seeing Severino. Second time seeing him in person. He's impressive. Mariners got him last April.
That's tough.
That is. That's almost a dozen pitches he's missed tonight. It happens, but
Ben's thinking up at the plate right now. The guy's throwing 100. He doesn't need any help.
Right. Oh, 2 pitch. Brings him up. 5th strikeout for Luis Severino. 1 down. 2 down here in the 2nd.
This is a good fastball. This pitch is on the plate right at the knees. Just a tough at bat for Ben. A couple pitches. The first one borderline. The next one was definitely off the plate. We'll bring up Cano. Cano having a good night. 2 for 3. Hit the ball the other way a couple of times.
7th inning, 2 outs. Cano at the plate. 3 hits, 1 a home run on the road trip. Back safely is Segura. Cano now 25 for his last 73 against the Yankees. The 2 hits tonight. Strike 1. Get a big hit here. Fly ball. Right field for Judge. Inning over. And another runner stranded by the Mariners, who trail 1-0. Jack in the Box. Come try this sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger combo for $4.99, limited time only. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. The scenics up here in the great Pacific Northwest. Gorgeous as the sun disappears till tomorrow morning. A 1-0 Yankee lead. Brett Gardner, 6th inning home run. Felix Hernandez, his day done. And it was a strong performance. He just got bitten by that one swing of the bat by Brett Gardner.
I thought it was a terrific performance for Felix, going 7 innings. Just 3 hits for him. Pazos going to take over. 37 appearances on the year, a 3.44 ERA, 44 strikeouts. At 36 2/3, opponents hitting .226. Fastball mid to upper 90s with a hard slider. He will get 8, 9, and 1. Ellsbury going to lead things off. He's 0 for 2. Then it'll be Headley and Gardner.
Pazos coming up in the Yankee organization. Ellsbury ground out. Second fly ball. Left center field run down by Gamble. There's first pitch strike.
Tony Zych getting loose in the pen for the Mariners. Dylan Betances for the Yankees.
No Diaz, no Vincent tonight. They have the night off.
They earned it,
I'll say. Check swing played nicely by Pazos. There's an overhead throw by pitcher to first base and a comebacker.
Give him a high five when you see him tomorrow.
That's done. Inspired by the classic 1999 Edgar Martinez commercial, the iClub New York t-shirt. It can be yours tomorrow when the Mariners meet the Yankees here at 7:10. First 20,000 fans, you're going to get the must-have shirt. The phrase that appeared on the bumper sticker on Edgar's vintage car. Tickets at mariners.com.
There's Tony. He's really been throwing the ball well lately too. Fastball at 95 and a hard slider for Tony.
There's Headley. He got the first hit for the Yankees. Came with one out in the third.
Good fastball at 96. Dyson shading towards right center. Cano playing up the middle.
Pazos a 13th round. There's Dylan Betances. But his mechanics have been all fouled up the last month or so. It'll be interesting to see how he's throwing here tonight. Pazos 13th round pick of the Yankees back in 2012 out of the University of San Diego. Count 1-1. Robbing off his glove. Tough break. Base hit. Two-hit night for Headley.
He's going to square up the fastball as Cano goes right back up the middle, go right off the top of his glove.
One out, one on, top of the order. Here comes Gardner.
It has been the offense tonight. He hit the solo home run off of Felix back in the 6th.
Pazos looking for a double play ball. One 1-0 to Brett, and this is what Brett did on a 2-1 pitch back in the 6th.
Yeah, Felix didn't make many mistakes tonight, but he knew right away that that was going to leave the ballpark. Felix ended up throwing 107 pitches tonight. Maybe a handful of them in the middle of the plate. That one cost him.
1-0 to Gardner. Seager in on the grass at third. Pitch 1-1. First time Pazos facing his old team.
Saw the numbers on Gardner hitting into double plays. Just a 4% chance.
Slow roller. Everybody's safe. He's 6.
Yeah. I think if Gene had to do it over again, maybe slow down a little bit, just get the force out. Gardner hasn't hit into many double plays because he can really get down the line. He gets jammed on this ground ball, and it's hit right off the heel of his glove.
Gary Sanchez coming up, a right-hander, going to bring Tony Zych in. And Gene would love to have that one over again. So with one out, the Yankees threaten here in the 8th. Runners at first and second. 10th error of the year for Segura. Tony Zych. It'll be a power matchup. He and Gary Sanchez when we come back. Run in the 6th. Hey, the 6th Coors Light Silver Bullet Saturday is this weekend. The first 400 fans 21 and older in the pen. Guess what? During early happy hour, they're going to get a Silver Bullet Saturday t-shirt and extended happy hour pricing until first pitch. So come on out. Big crowd, 35,175. Good to have them in the ballpark and good to have you at home on Root Sports. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Here's Tony Zych.
32 appearances on the year, a 2.15 ERA, 29 and a third, 25 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 188. Fastball at 95 miles an hour with some sink to it. We are a two-seamer and a slider.
Well, this will be a power-on-power matchup. He and Gary Sanchez. Sanchez tonight lined out to second and struck out twice. He's 1 for 1 against Tony Zych.
Mentioned it earlier, but the Yankees tonight just had one base runner in scoring position. They are 0 for 1. It's only the second time for him because of the error. On the season, they're hitting .253 with runners in scoring position.
Tony wanted Mike to come out there.
Yeah, I think wanted to make sure they had the signs right, and with as hard as Tony throws the baseball, Mike probably thanks him for that. Don't want to get crossed up with Tony on the mound.
Double play still in order here for the Mariners. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Big pitch here. Start the at bat with Sanchez. Ball 1. Pitch fouled off.
96 in on his hands. The run he gets on his fastball, throwing it in on the right-hander, especially if it's above the belt, he's going to jam him up. Not many hitters that'll be able to get to his fastball.
And this is your prototypical power hitter too, so he's well aware of that. Trying to keep it a 1-0 game here. 0-2. Nope. 1-2. Change that arm angle on that pitch.
We see that a lot from Tony too. He will try to hit that inside corner to the right-handed hitter. He'll lock them up, throw it at their hip. They'll freeze and let the break take the inside corner. Just missed it.
2-1 count. 2-1 count in the pitch. Jerry Davis said, yes, you did. A run on 4 hits, 1 error by the Yankees, and the Mariners no runs, 8 hits and 1 error. Only 1 inning did they not strand a runner. That was the 6th of 9 men on. 2-2. They went back to that drop down pitch again, didn't get it, full count.
Again trying to hit the inside corner. Aaron Judge waiting on deck.
Critical pitch here, 3-2. And he lost him. And they're going to bring Judge to the plate. Nowhere to put him. Wow. Not the inning they were looking for. Judge tonight has struck out looking, walked, and struck out looking.
It's only have to come up with a pitch to try to get him to hit into a double play.
First time facing Judge. Ball 1. Aaron Judge struggling mightily since the home run derby contest. Put on a massive show there, and things have cooled off considerably. Early going here in the second half. 1-0. Well, Judge is in the driver's seat here. 2-0, bases loaded, and 1 out.
And Mel Stottlemyre sprints out of the dugout.
I suppose he just called up today.
Just starting to get loose. Matt Holliday waiting on deck.
Second time up for Max. No, it's 30 seconds just about up. That's a big sequence here. A 1-0 game, 1 out, bases loaded, top 8. Mariners starting the day a game and a half behind the Yankees, who hold the second wild card. Minnesota half game back. 2-0 to Judge. Broken bat, base hit, right field. Haniger gets it back in. A throw to second, safe as second. It's now 2-0 New York. RBI for Judge, his 68th. Scoring on a play, Headley.
Good fastball running in on him. So he breaks his bat. This is a strong man. Fights it off into right field. Haniger gets it back in quickly. Base is still loaded. Another dangerous hitter at the plate, Matt Holliday.
Holliday. Strikeout, bounced into a double play and a strikeout. All at the hands of Felix Hernandez. 2-0 Yankees. First time Tony and Matt Holliday face off. One-0 pitch. Bounces Seager, touch third, throw across, and limit the damage. Could have been a heck of a lot worse. It's 2-0 as we go to the home 8th here at Safeco Field. Nelson Cruz will lead things off, followed by Kyle Seager and Danny Valencia. The Mariners here tonight. Mariners trail 2-0 to the Bronx Bombers, who currently hold the second wild card spot. And here's a look at what Severino did here tonight.
7 innings, 8 hits to not give up a run. Mariners had a tough time. They were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. But for Severino, he topped out at 102 miles an hour. Pretty good fastball right there to Segura to put him away. Ends up with 6 strikeouts on the night. Pretty good slider right around 90 miles an hour. Same with his changeup. Great pitching matchup between him and Felix. There's another fastball, 98 miles an hour. Just a great arm. Doesn't get any easier. Betances is going to take over. 35 appearances for him. 31 in the third, 59 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 139. His fastball, 98 miles an hour with a hard slider.
Crazy. Big kid, 6'8", 265, 29 years old, out of Brooklyn. Here's a broken bat fly ball. Aaron Judge for the out. Cruz is retired.
It goes right off the end of the bat, and it does. Just splits it right in half.
There goes the bat. Woof, that's a big piece of it too. That's scary. So 1 out brings up Kyle Seager.
Oh, 1 for 3 with a double. Lined out to the right fielder Judge his last time up.
He's 0 for 4 against Betances. Betances and former Mariner James Jones played high school ball against each other. 2-0.
Well, she got a good fastball to hit.
Double down the left field line for Kyle. Back in the 4th, 1 for 3. (3-0). Shift is on for Kyle. Real pitch. In there for a strike. So 3-1, 1 out, nobody on. foul. Getting down to the precious last few outs here.
Danny Valencia waiting on deck. Danny 1 for 3 tonight.
Bring it 2 to Kyle.
Oh, wow.
Good grief.
That was with a slider. It wasn't even close.
You said his mechanics, you could see that in the All-Star game. His mechanics were not what they were in the early part of the year.
It's going to be the breaking ball. Clearly behind him. And it does. It gets a piece of him. Danny Valencia, a couple of flyouts and a base hit. Danny with 2 home runs on the road trip. For the season he has 11 home runs for him.
Ball 1. Here's a tying run at the plate. Valencia is 1 for 4 against Betances.
With the hit batter. There you go. David Robertson getting loose again. Getting loose last inning. Shouldn't take him long.
Just wrong. Need a couple of loud knocks coming up here for the Mariners. Down 2-0. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. For the Yankees, no runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Mariners. 1-1 pitch. Well, Betances has got a good fastball, and Valencia likes a fastball. There we go, 2-1 with Seager at first.
Oh, that was a good fastball at 99 miles an hour at the top of the strike zone.
The Yankees at double play depth up the middle. 2-2. That finds a hole. There's a break. Tying runs aboard. Base hit, Danny Valencia, his second tonight.
Pitch away from him, right off the end of the bat. Castro playing up the middle. Big hole on the right side of the infield as he hits it past Kyle.
Tell you what, with the trade they made a couple of nights ago, they've really beefed up the bullpen. Tommy Kahnle, we saw him over the weekend in Chicago. Chad Green, David Robertson just coming over from Chicago.
A lot of strikeouts.
Yes, indeed. Opportunity here for Mitch Haniger. His first look at Betances. 1 for 3 night for Mitch. Got a base hit to right in the second inning. Strike 1. So again, the Mariners knocking on the door. A couple of men aboard. Left 9 on base through 7. Seager the runner at second. Valencia at first. There we go, 0-1. Mitch behind here, 0-2.
This is when it gets really, really tough. Betances can hit 100 miles an hour with the hard slider. What's he going to do? 0-2. Mariners have stranded 9 base runners so far tonight.
0-2 pitch. Comebacker. There's one. That's all they'll get.
Second base umpire Rob Drake said the out was achieved, that the ball was dropped on transfer.
Does he ever have control of it? Yeah, I think that's a good call. Scott Service waiting to see if he wants to challenge it. To me, as if his glove closed on it and then it opened back up. Yeah, they're going to have him take a look. Huge play in the game.
Yeah. I think this is, you got nothing to lose.
Exactly. It's definitely worth having him take a look at
it. You win, you get bases loaded. So Rob Drake and crew chief and home plate umpire Jerry Davis talk to New York. Wasn't pretty, but I think he had it long enough. Love to see it go the other way for the Mariners.
The fans are encouraging that. No surprise.
Well, Gerard Dyson's going to be the next hitter, no matter what the verdict is. You can hear people saying safe, safe, safe.
Here's our best look. You can hear the chants. And here we go.
Calls confirmed, 2 outs, runners at the corners for Gerard Dyson, who's 0 for 3 tonight. So Starlin Castro hung with it.
Mariners just 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. A lot of people are with you.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Strike 1 to Dyson. His first look at Betances. Need a knock here. Mariners have banged out 9 hits. Haven't scored. So 1-1 here to Dyson. Haniger protecting that right hand. Got the old easy bake oven mitt on. There he goes. And foul back. Mitchell on the season, 3 out of 5 in base stealing. Here's a tying run. Dyson do. He'd be the first to tell you he's won for his last 23. And that'll do it here in the 8th. 2 more stranded. Been a tough night. 2-0 Yankees.
they saw from Felix Hernandez. A terrific start this season this evening in game 1 against the Yankees. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts, only 2 walks. Felix Hernandez dialed in here at Safeco Field this evening. Tom Glasgow with you from the Ford Sports Desk. How about a little hashtag where I root, presented by Alaska Airlines. Aloha from Hawaii. Oh, well, that's the best of both worlds. Hawaii and Mariners baseball. Those fans cheering for a comeback victory tonight. Mark Miller sending this one. Mount Rushmore looking for a monumental win this evening. And Justin here with some friends enjoying this Thursday night. Gorgeous weather in Seattle, and more on the way through the weekend for the remainder of this series against the Yankees as we send it back upstairs.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Mac Posey on for his 3rd appearance this season. He was recalled from Tacoma today. At Tacoma, 0-0 record in 3 games. He was in Arkansas for 9 and went 3-2.
Just 2 2/3 for him so far. Couple of strikeouts.
Up high, ball 1. Max 6'8", $185. He's at a Cary, North Carolina, with the UNC Greensboro. Braves 3rd round pick in 2014. Fouled back by Sterling Castro. 0 for 3 night for him. He's lined to center and twice grounded out.
Posey with a good fastball tonight, 95 miles an hour.
Second stint up here for Max Posey. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, there he is. Aroldis Chapman. If you were wondering, his average fastball this year is at 100 miles an hour.
Back. Chapman with a 2-1 record. Got a big ERA, 3.42. He's got 10 saves.
That's the amazing thing with the Yankees this year. All those arms we keep talking about, and they have 18 blown saves on the year.
That's why they got Canley and Robertson to add to the fold in the last 48 hours. Valencia taking a look. I think he made it. He did.
What a catch.
Nice job by Danny Valencia. Stayed with it.
Great concentration. Has to reach into the stands. Yep.
Young man almost came up with a Bartman move right there, but Valencia bailed him out, making the play. Home team, my man. Home team. There's Gregorius. Got ahead in the count, 7th inning, double to right. 1 for 2. He laced one left center field that Dyson ran 97 feet and 4.9 seconds to get it. Great catch left center field back in the 5th. Mariners in the home 9th. Zunino, Segura, and Gamble. 9-1-2.
Yeah, Max with a good fastball. He's topped out at 96. That last fastball at 95. Feels pretty good tonight.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. .32 strikeouts in 39 innings for Max at AA Arkansas this year. 9 games, made 8 starts. Two and two.
Sabathia, he'll go tomorrow.
He's remade himself, because you remember back when he came up with Cleveland and Milwaukee, he was all heat.
He was 97 all day with a really hard slider.
3-2 to Gregorius.
Andrew Moore going for the Mariners.
$11 men left on base tonight by the Mariners. They got 3 outs to cheat instead around. Let's get out at the top of the 9th first. But 11 men on, only 1 inning in which they didn't leave a runner. That was the 6th. 3-2. Pitch to Gregorius.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat. We'll see the scoring for the Yankees. Solo home run by Gardner. An RBI single by Judge.
Gregorius out of Amsterdam. 3-2 pitch. Foul off. Shift on for Didi. 3 defenders right side. One out, nobody on. Here, top 9, 2-0 Yankees. 3-2 pitch. Another foul.
He just can't catch up to his fastball. 10th pitch coming up.
Dodgers actually lost a game tonight. They had an 11-game winning streak. Atlanta beat them in LA 6-3. Coming on Dyson. He got a good jump, but not going to be able to get this one. Base hit for Gregorius. 2-hit night for Didi. Mariners Team Store Fan Dream Stakes contest. It's going on right now, and when you stop by any of the 5 Mariners Team stores to sign up, you're automatically entered to win one of 10 great prizes, including authentic Mariners apparel, a photo with a player, or even a chance to throw out the first pitch. Stop by Mariners Team Store to enter. 1 out, 1 on. Here's Todd Frazier. 0 for 3 tonight.
For Max, 15 pitches, 10 strikes, most of them fastballs. And he has a good one, 95-96 tonight.
Good velo, but didn't get a call there. 1-0. Yankees got the first run. Brett Gardner. Solo home run in the 6th. RBI in the 8th by Aaron Judge. Low pit to right field with the bases loaded. Next 2-0.
Ellsbury waiting.
Two-0 pitch. 3-0. Last time we saw Max was June 30 at the Angels. With 2 innings, 3 hits.
Green light for Frazier.
Bet on it. Bouncing ball, that's foul. Mariners back from a 5-1 road trip. Just can't score so far here tonight. Still get the 9th inning. Yankees have had a lot of success recently here in Seattle, winning 10 of the last 11 contests. 3-1 here to Frazier. Base hit. bullpen help for the Mariners that came in today. They acquired David Phelps from Miami for some prospects. And Phelps, highly regarded, had a nice career. And now Mel Stottlemyre out for a visit with Mac Posey. Lucas Schiraldi, his dad Calvin Schiraldi, played at the University of Texas and the Red Sox in that Red Sox 1986 loss to the Mets in the World Series. Mel said his piece. Mac's got to pitch his way out of trouble here at Ellsbury tonight. 0 for 3. And showing Ellsbury checking his defensive charts that he keeps in his cap when he's playing out in center field. No such doing offensively here now. Mac struggling to find his zone. 1-0.
Yeah, 21 pitches, just 12 strikes for him so far.
That's hanging up for Gamble. 2 down. And that'll bring up Chase Headley. 2 outs, 2 on, top 9, a 2-0 New York lead. This crowd would love to perk up here in the home ninth. Coming up, Mariners drawing 35,175 here tonight. 2 hits tonight for Headley, scored the second run in the 8th. Max needs throws quality strikes here. 1-0. 2-0.
He's in trouble now. Getting a lot of fastballs from him. His 5 batters only been ahead of 1 of them.
Two-0 pitch. Bouncing ball, Cano, shallow right field, twist, turn. Oh, bad throw, terrible throw. 1-run scores. Here comes another one. Frazier going to try to score, and he does. And Frazier scored all of the 2 outs, of course, running hard. Scored all the way from first.
We'll take a look at it. Robbie able to get to it, no problem there, but then he's going to throw it. Looks like it's right back into the runner. Danny starts to reach back, but he's worried about the runner too. And then he goes to the backstop and bounces around a little bit, and a couple of runs will score.
That hurt. A couple of runs here makes it a 4-0 lead on the E4. Top of the order, here's Gardner. And a lot of fans making their way to the exits. Seventh error this season by Robbie. All the way to second goes Headley. Yep, that one hurt. Yep. So 1-1 to count here to Gardner. He's having all kinds of trouble throwing strikes. 2-1. Six man to the plate here in the ninth. 2-1. 2-2. The Mariners have committed 2 errors tonight. Segura had 1 in the 8th. Cano here in the 9th. 2-2 pitch.
Next pitch will be 30 in the inning. Well, he's at 30, 31, excuse me, 31 in the inning.
Wow. Two-two. Segura really had to defend himself on that. Just gets Gardner. Sloppy inning. 2 runs on 2 hits, an error, and a man left. Coming up, it gets Zunino, Segura, and Gamble. 4-0 Yankees.
As we head to the bottom of the ninth, the Yankees up 4-zip. Coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines. We'll recap a vintage performance by King Felix. Plus, we'll head inside the clubhouse for a reaction. We'll also take you around the American League for some of the other action on this Thursday, and we'll get you ready for tomorrow's rematch, Game 2 of 4 between the Mariners and Yankees here at Safeco Field. That's all ahead on Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines. Back to Dave and Mike.
All right, Tom, thank you. This might be a time for the Mariners to get to Aroldis Chapman here in the month of July. 8 games with a 4.26 ERA. 6 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts in this month. That's what he's done this season.
So he had 3.42 ERA, 35 strikeouts over 11 walks. Opponent's hitting .245. You have to give up a home run. A little bit of a delay. They already broke Sanchez's first glove, so the backup's in play.
Jeez.
Again, his average fastball this year at 100 miles an hour, curveball at about 85.
His first batter is going to be Mike Zunino. Remember when we saw Zunino against Chapman in Cincinnati about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. I think Mike's first or second year, and man, Chapman was rushing it up.
Yeah, I think he was in that 104 range.
Oh. So Aaron Judge getting ready for this frame, warming up with a young fan out there.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Kid's never going to forget that. That is really neat. Well done. I'm sure Mike remembers that big velocity he got from Chapman. Previous encounter. Way outside, ball one. Zunino tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. Chapman helping the Cubs win the World Series last year, 2-0.
Struggling so far with his command. Saw him from Betances too.
Well, 3-0. He hadn't been close.
And Mike will be taking all the way.
High strike, 3-1. And he's aboard. I'm telling you, it's been a struggle for him.
Well, we mentioned it. 18 blown saves for the Yankees this year. Really had a tough time. This obviously isn't a save opportunity, but they still struggled.
Guillermo Heredia will run for Zunino.
Get a couple of base runners out there and you end up in the middle of your lineup. See what will happen.
Segura 2 for 10 against Chapman. There's a strike at 98. Base hit for Gene his last time up. Whoa. Already it will get the second. Good wild pitch. Big guy. Just not dialed in right now.
Well, he's still throwing hard. Falling off the mound. Front side flying open on him. Mechanically kind of all over the place, really inconsistent.
Second time with the Yankees for Chapman. He's with them in the 16 season, went 3-0 in 31 games with a 2.01 ERA. 1-1 with the Cubs last year, 1.01 ERA in 28. And he's up high. Two and one.
David Robertson getting loose again. It'll be the third time that he's getting loose out in the pen. There he is.
He was the closer who succeeded, or took over the place of Mariano Rivera after he retired. 2-2. Mariners have left 11 men on here this evening. They have had their opportunities. Last time, or last chance to cash in here, fouled off again.
His best fastball so far at 100 miles an hour. First time he's hit 100.
Chapman immigrated from Cuba. Broke into the majors with Cincinnati back in 2010. Made the All-Star team 2012, 13, 14, and 15. All with the Reds. 2-2 to Segura. 100 miles an hour, but ball 3.
Ben Gamble waiting on deck.
Eight years, 192 saves. Is Mike Menson out of save situation here right now?
He's turning it into one.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow. Curveball.
Man, oh man, where'd that come from?
That doesn't seem fair. 3-2. He's throwing 100. He comes back with a curveball, and it is a strike. Ends up in the middle of the plate.
So 1 out, 1 on. Ben Gamble, the hitter, 1 for 4 tonight, double to left. Back in the first. Strike 1. Four runs on 7 hits, an error for the Yankees. 0-9 and 2 for the Mariners. Strike 2. Ready running for Zunino. Leadoff walk.
One.
Must be some feeling when you know you can go out there triple digit at pretty much every pitch.
Yeah, and on the nights that he feels good, he's 103, 104.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Cano waiting on deck.
The 0-2. Look out.
Bell's trying to fight him.
Chances through the 8th. Chapman here in the 9th. Severino outstanding. 7 innings of 8 hit shutout ball. Did not go as they check with Pat Hoberg.
102. He was off the plate away.
Chapman's yet to give up a home run this season. Gave up 2 years ago as a Yankee time call. 8 years in the big leagues. He's given up 19 home runs. Ball and 2 strikes. Sanchez better have another glove ready. One out runner at second. 2-2 pitch coming to Gamble. Already it takes off. Swing and a miss. Gamble's gone. To third goes Guillermo.
Couple of strikeouts, both of them on the breaking ball. They put up a fight. Pretty good pitch right on the outside corner. Tough to hang in there on that after you're seeing 102 from Chapman tonight when he's kind of all over the place.
So Heredia to third, indifference, and now here's Robbie Cano. Ball one. Cano 0 for 2. So look at Heredia. Starting to see more guys with the mitten on now. In light of all the guys, the superstars are getting hurt.
You bet. Hand injuries.
Oh. 1-0.
The first slide will do it. Pretty good curveball again. He's throwing hard, but his curveball he seems to have better command of. This one right at the top of the strike zone.
Ball and a strike to Robbie. That's going to get some green. One hop. Cano to second with an RBI double. Mariners are on the board with 2 outs. RBI number 65 for Cano and his 15th double. Ties in with Chris Davis. Oakland, the RBI chase.
Stays on a breaking ball. Impressive right in the middle of the plate, but it's down and he barrels it up.
3rd hit tonight. Cano coming off a 3 for 22 road trip. 3 for 5 here tonight. The American League RBI leader Nelson Cruz. First pitch strike. Cruz 0 for 8 against Chapman. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 hole now. Got a battle.
See if he can battle back. Find a way to reach base. Seager waiting on deck. Kyle hit 3 home runs on the road trip. Starting to heat up. Give him a chance.
That hit by Cano, the Mariners 10th. 0-2. Playable for Judge with room. Fair territory. Game over. And the Yankees take this first game of the 4-game series by the final of 4-1 in spite of the fact that they were out hit 10-7. Mariners fall below 500 again at 48 and 49. The Yankees go to 49 and 45. 3 hours 14 minutes for this one. For Mike Blowers, I'm Dave Sims. Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines starts right now with Brad and Bill.
Dave, thank you very much. So with the loss, Yankees take game 1 of the 4-game set. The Mariners now 2.5 back in the wild card race. Just not much offense going when it counted. Again, 10 hits, but just the 1 run in the 9th. Chapman giving it up in a non-save situation. And Bill, we talked about it in the pregame. They got a couple more arms in that trade on Tuesday from the White Sox. When you get 8th, 9th inning with the lead with Betances and Chapman, even though they weren't dominating tonight, it's still a tough chore.
Absolutely. I think this was a tall order from the start to finish. 3 super elite arms. Severino, then Betances, then Chapman. Guys that are pushing 100 miles an hour with breaking balls. Really tough. Mariners battle, put some people on base. But you're right, Brad. Right now, Betances can't find location with his fastball. He's all over the place. And Chapman was for a good part of the 9th as well.
So it all adds up to a 4-1 loss, though, and too bad that Felix Hernandez takes a loss because he gives up 1 run. He was vintage Felix. We thought he would rise up to the occasion against the Yankees, and he certainly did tonight. He was fantastic.
Everything about it got cleaned up from his last start. He was much, much better from the get-go. Good fastball command away. Had excellent depth on his changeup. He even had a slider, even a Laredo slider. So he really worked over the Yankee lineup. Lots of speed changes. Spotting his fastball, got his curveball for a strike back and for the strikeout, scatters the 3 hits, strikes out a season-high 9 batters. I mean, it was just great to see, fun to watch. I mean, he was pretty locked in. You felt like that edge that he pitches with was back in his game, and all the things that he wasn't doing right his last turn, he cleaned them all up. He's that good, and confidence just goes like that, and I think the Yankees inspired him, and he did everything he could to win the ball game. The Mariners just couldn't score for him.
7 innings, 3 hits, Just a 1 earned run. Again, you mentioned the season high 9 strikeouts. Season high also 107 pitches.
Yeah.
1 mistake to Gardner, the home run, and that was really it for him.
Yeah.
Felix falls to 5-4, but to lead off the game, he did get Gardner coming right back at him. Take a look at this. Felix fielding his position. He did throw this one away. No problem there. A little 1-3 to start the game. We've got more from King Felix, some reaction, talk about the rest of the series coming up on Mariners Postgame, presented by Alaska Airlines.